Today is Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to other brothers and sisters out there. I want to take a moment and talk about microaggressions. The reason I want to talk about it is I live in a city where it's filled with microaggressions. Now, I want to preface this to saying this is not a feel bad for me because I'm black story or any of that stuff. I just want to talk about some straight facts that I have had to deal with, and I've seen people who also reside in the city I live in have had to deal with. So I live in Vancouver, Canada, where the population of black people is nearing 2% after 20 years. Which is hilarious because if you think about it, the things we hear a lot is that places like Calgary and Alberta are incredibly racist, and yet still Alberta has the second highest black population outside of Toronto and Eastern Canada. All it seems to me is that the population here, all they seem to know is microaggressions, because they teeter this line because they don't want to be called racist, but they'll do racist actions and think it's not racist as long as you don't call them out for their bad behavior. Listen, as someone who grew up here for the majority of my life, I can honestly tell you it's not for the weak out here. It's really not. For people following you in stores, to people like walking on the other side of the street when they see you, to people trying to touch your hair, thank God I lost mine, people making assumptions about you, about how you look, to not being able to find jobs, to only being able to be hired by jobs because of a diversity hire. All this entire city is full of is microaggressions. And this is just the adult ones. The stuff I went through in school was way worse. In high school, I had teachers openly read racist books and say the whole N-word in class, knowing I'm the only black person there. And then when I raised a problem with it, I would get sent to the office like I'm not supposed to defend myself. I would get picked on by people, and then when I fight back, I am the problem causer. When you're a younger black male in the city, and even a black woman in the city, the police interaction is always aggressive, violent, and downright demeaning. There was one particular instance where I had left a SkyTrain ticket on the train only to get pulled aside by a cop, and when he asked me to go get it and the train left, he then shoved my face into a concrete wall, let the white kid I was with go, and then just arrested me and then marched me through my entire school in handcuffs to make an example of me for leaving my ticket on the train. And I know the times aren't the same, but to be honest, it's almost worse after the BLM stuff, because it almost gave these well-meaning palm-colored people the ability to try and like dissect race without actually interacting with the people of that culture. And I've been seeing it more and more as time has gone on. The reason I'm making this video isn't to shit on those people or to start a riot. I'm just raising the awareness, because at the end of the day, I like it here. I don't love it here most of the time, but I do like it here. And the people I do have in my life are very solid, well-meaning people. But this microaggression bullshit has to stop. It really does, because it doesn't make sense for you to think that you are incapable of being ignorant or saying racist passing things and think that it's okay to act this way because no one has called you out on it. Because then when you do get called out on it, all you do is parade your crocodile tears and your white guilt around to absolve you of the bullshit actions you have provided. And don't get it twisted. This is not just apply to white people. This applies to every other culture in the city. South Asians, East Asians, the microaggression shit is so real that we can see it every day. That is why when you look at the population of a place like Alberta or either farther east, no one wants to come this way because it's so overwhelming. The feeling that you are not wanted here, right? And then when you do want us, it's only to use us and parade us like a minstrel show. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. So this Juneteenth, to all the people who want to consider themselves allies, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You might not be burning a cross on my lawn, but you sure as hell are trying to make Jarrell or Tyrone make them feel as uncomfortable as possible by being in the space while trying to be their friend. Just treat them like people and not like something you've seen on TV. Happy Juneteenth.